At least there are two decisions the retailer must have in mind in his distribution strategy: selecting the type of format and its location. The main objective of choosing the format will aim to positively influence in the customer's format selection and in his buying process, pursuing to increment his number of visits and average buying ticket. We have to start by knowing the buying behavior of our target customer. The buying behavior can be of two types: functional and pleasure buying. The functional buying is related with the moment of buying. It follows practical and functional criteria. The consumer looks for speed and convenience and wants to minimize the time dedicated to buying. For example, when they go to a convenience shop or to a supermarket. Whereas the pleasure buying is related to the act of going shopping. It looks for entertainment, service, prestige, have fun. So an example would be fashion stores and going to the shopping malls. In this case, the client does not look for time efficiency when buying. It's the leisure, it's his free time. Retailers often highlight three critical factors in retail success. Do you know which ones they are? It's location, location, and location. It is very important that retailers select locations that are accessible to the target market in areas that are consistent with the retailer's positioning. Most stores today cluster together to increase their customer pulling power and give consumers the convenience of one-stop shopping. A retailer can choose among very different types of locations: high street, central business district, a shopping center. Do you know what is a shopping center? It's a group of retail business built in a site that is planned, developed, owned, and managed as a unit. And they can be regional, community, and neighborhood. Current trends are now toward the so-called power centers. They are huge and enclosed shopping centers consisting of a long strip of retail shops, including large freestanding anchors. And in contrast, we also have the lifestyle centers. They are smaller, open-air malls with upscale stores. The store design should take into account the customer attitudes and behavior, and based on that will be different. In addition to buying habits, other external and internal factors will also be taken into account. Among the external factors, I can highlight some, like for example, location, parking, and the closeness of complementary and substitute brands in the area. For example, furniture. No? You like to have all the furniture together. The more relevant internal factors are the exhibited merchandise, the ambience of the store, meaning decoration, atmosphere, and the space layout. This space layout should invite the consumer to visit all the store areas, regulate the purchase rate, create a fluid traffic to accelerate the buying, and extend the time permanence in the store, and lead to establish also promotion areas. That is why the critical decisions on space management are the existence of sections or departments within a store and where to locate them within the store. Furthermore, the store decisions do mean very important investment in fixed and current assets. That's why there is always need to analyze investments and costs before making a decision. With the store atmosphere, retailers want to create a unique store experience that suits the target market and moves them to buy. Retailers implement what we call experiential retailing. For example, in Abercrombie and Fitch, they use different senses. You do listen the background music, no? You smell in the store. So everything that they have in the store, from the layout, the lighting, the music, no? Even the smell, has been carefully orchestrated to help shape the customer shopping experience. To induce them to buy, experiential retailing confirms that retailing stores are much more than simply assortment of goods. Store Atmosphere offers a powerful tool by which retailers can differentiate their store from the competitors. Sometimes retail establishments become small communities in themselves. For example, I don't know if you know, there is a bookstore in Buenos Aires, Argentina called Ateneo Gran Splendid. There is an old theater where you can buy books, but also you can have a coffee, read a book, and listen to conferences by writers. It's a very interesting place. By 2030, it's expected that retailers will be able to create new retail environments, virtual stores that will use augmented reality to give customers the experience of walking down a store aisle, personalization engines that link the real-time biometric data to recommend meals and optimal nutritional content. And companies will need to develop a mobile-led omni-channel strategy rooted in a mobile-first mindset. The brick-and-mortar store is not dead. It will just play a different role. In the future, the role of the physical store will have to be reassessed. As I mentioned before, the physical store has not died, but it will play a different role. Shifting from a store-focused approach to a multi-channel mindset requires retailers to change their traditional frames of reference and ways of working. Where is retailing heading? We will discover it in the following module. See you there.